Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Lois and welcome back to Sky Factory 3. In the last episode, we were working on a couple of things. One, we were upgrading our solar panel so that we can use the terrain scanner a little bit faster. So here I am out in the middle of nowhere. We're actually relatively close to the Big Chest Island. And yeah, we're gonna turn that on all the way. And it's gonna make a new biome. Should be kind of cool, actually. And it'll just work its way up and eventually we'll be done. Not much to say about that. Wow, so much ore. Evidently, the overworld is very rich in ores. Lots of diamonds and everything, to be honest. That is so much, and it's such a weird distribution. It's definitely not natural. So yeah, we're making another biome here, and it's gonna take a little bit of time, but while it's going off, by the way, it's a beach. We're making a beach biome, even though it says taiga. There we go, it says beach. I don't know why it said taiga there for a little bit, but it's a beach biome. And yeah, we're gonna make that, and it's gonna be great. And it's not having, like, it's draining this a little bit, but oh well. So yeah, that is another of the where is it? Another of the terrain scanner generating a biome chunk. So that is number 2. And today's episode, what we're going to focus on, we're just going to do this. We're going to do this basically for the next, let's see, 3 more episodes. I'll find a new biome between episodes, and we'll start off by regenerating it. And it's going to be a nice little beach with squids that are going to fall into the void. Poor squids. So this is almost done, it looks like. But yeah, so I think it's done now. It's going to do everything above it too, but cool. So then we just recollect everything here, and we'll take it back. But the plan is for today, we're going to start working on the rainbow generator, and specifically trying to get it to be mostly automated. So it's generated. I'm going to call it there. Let's go ahead and pick these guys back up and get rid of all of this. Cool. So let's make sure I'm heading in the right direction. I was not. So we'll find another biome between episodes, and we'll do another chunk like we have. So there's 2 of the 5, and I like trying to find them around this area just because it'd be nicer. But yeah, so today's plan is we're going to start working with the rainbow generator. And alright, we were doing stuff with farming. I forgot about that. We'll get to that another time. We're going to work on the rainbow generator today. So let's go ahead and put these guys in here, I guess. And what we need to do, so I've gone ahead and moved the void ore miner. I couldn't remember which one it was. And it's messy, but oh well. And we have this nice big platform now for the rainbow generators. So if you do not recall, let's break these. For the rainbow generators, we need to have a lot of things. So we have 16 generators, I do believe. 9 plus 7, 16, plus the rainbow generator itself. And the rainbow generator does not work unless you have all 16 of the other generators active. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to set up a system that will turn it on and off based on a lever. Basically, if we are feeding items in, it will give us stuff. If we're not, then it won't. Pretty straightforward, I think. But it is going to be a little bit tricky, so because some of the stuff is really annoying to have, and we need to set up systems to automate things with it. So for example, the potion generator, if we look at that, This uses any sort of potion, including water bottles. But we're going to try to make some sort of potion. I'm not entirely sure what kind. Second chance potions. Oh, golden apples. That's kind of cool. So we'll need some sort of potion brewer or something like that. Let's see, brew. Yeah, we're gonna have to maybe set up an automatic potion. Because the only thing I'm seeing for this is vanilla brewing stand. Alternatively, we could just use the water bottles. I don't know if I want to or not. But there's going to be issues with all of the generators. So what we're going to want is we need to figure out a way to put in the ingredients at will. Let's do a little bit of testing. So if I have a survival generator and I place it down, we can have it be on for redstone. So that is good. So what we're going to need to do is set up all these generators, and we're going to have to set up various piping and all that kind of fun stuff for all of the different ingredients that we need to fuel them, and then we can turn them on and off with redstone conduit. So that is at least easy. So let's look up some conduits, and yeah, there's no longer insulated redstone conduits, which is kind of nice. So we're just gonna need a bunch of this. Let's get like a bunch of stacks of that, and we'll need a bunch of redstone conduits and item conduits, I guess. We're also gonna want an export buses, probably. Let's get like 10 of those. It'll make those. It'll take a little bit of time. So let's just start kind of planning this out. So we could also use. Do we have drawers? I don't remember. Yeah, we have drawers. Let's get some drawers. I was like, it's hard to remember sometimes with all the different mod packs I play, what all is in each of them. So what we can do. Let's go ahead. I think we can hold all those. Let's bring these down here. So, I don't know what the range is for this guy, the rainbow generator, but let's do a little bit of testing. So we're gonna place down a chest, and the rainbow generator will go off whenever we want it to. In terms of like generating power. So we're gonna set up the rest of these guys in kind of a grid. So we're gonna want things like the nether star generator far away. So let's start with like 1, 2, 3. Start like here, and let's go like 3. And we can do what would be the death generator like here. These two are really nasty. If we power the death generator, and we're gonna have to make sure these are on for redstone only. So if we power the death generator, it will give us a status effect known as Doom, which basically means we're gonna die. But yeah, we don't want to mess with that. Let's put the explosive generator. So we did 3. 1, 2, 3. And then ender 1, 2, 3. Doesn't really matter. I just want to space these out a little bit. 2, 3. Okay. And so let's do the potion there. Some of these are going to be fairly difficult. 1, 2. And we are going to want to keep like the overclocked and the survival. So it's this row kind of together. Same with the furnace. The explosive, the magmatic, and the heated redstone we're going to want to keep close as well. Culinary is fine. Just place all of these guys, and I can kind of move them around if need be later. Not too concerned about that right now. So there is the 16 generators we need. Let's make sure that none of them are dark. Okay. So now the question is, this would be center, or we could put it over here. I think putting it on this side is going to be better. So 1, 2, 3. So it can see all of the generators. None of them are running. That is actually really good. So that's what I wanted to see. So now we just need to get all the ingredients. And this platform, by the way, is going to be an absolute mess. Just saying that right now. The other thing I want to see, let's take a look at a couple things. So the draconic energy crystals. We have the wireless. Let's go grab our book, because we're going to want to get the energy out of all these guys, because why not? And so energy crystals are going to be the key. So let's take a look at the energy network. It looks like IO is the only thing we can really use. And so the wireless only transports outwards, I do believe. Wirelessly connect to a number of energy receivers. It can only send out. Only supply power to devices, not receive it. So we'll need to have, so this is a wireless energy crystal. We'll need to have the relays. We'll have a relay that will connect everything. And obviously, we're not going to worry too much about, like, we're going to have them all connected. And I think, does it tell us how many connections? No, of course it doesn't. We'll have to have relays, input outputs on all of them, and they'll link to a central thing that will then go up there. And we can start filling up our core. So, yeah, that's not too big of a deal. Now, item transport is the other thing. We don't have any sort of like tesseract or anything like that, so we'll probably just use item conduits. We'll just need to make sure that there's plenty of stuff, and we'll have like storage for all of the items over here. Now, here is the big question. Let's get a couple more drawers. So what we're gonna want is, okay, so export bus. We can make export bus or exporters. Export bus would be applied energistics, which we don't have in this mod pack. So refined storage. Do you have any sort of, yes, crafting upgrades? We'll want some crafting upgrades for the exporter, and we'll fill up some drawers, basically. That'll be the plan. Now, if we look at the generators, the various things, so let's just start with survival. It takes anything that burns, and that's something we want to see. Now, here's the question. We're going to put this here, and I think what we're going to do we want to fill it with coal, or do we want to make coal blocks? Can we get a compacting drawer? That would actually make everything a lot easier. It'd be even easier if we could combine those, but like have an upgrade type of thing. Because this is going to get messy very quickly. We're going to drop 416 stacks of coal in about a second. So Here goes nothing. Let's break this. And lag. Alright. Let's just dump all that in there. Add the upgrades. And what this should do is, I don't know if that's still 416 stacks of coal. I can't do that math. It has less of a stack limit, which we need to turn off our magnet. But what that will allow us to do is hopefully our system is connected to that, so we should see blocks of coal. 4,000 blocks of coal. And so this is what we'll do for the first one. And what we're going to do, and I think we're going to do this the really easy, simple way. We're going to have all of the different drawers over here, and we're going to connect them all on a single, you know, we're probably going to do this underground, just so it kind of looks a little bit cooler. I might make the torches look uniform, but let's make sure that if we put, nothing happens. Perfect. So we're going to put blocks of coal in here, and that is going to go to these three. And we want to make sure they're all on redstone on. So I'll have to let's just go ahead and do that. Now we're also going to need liquids. You know, something I haven't checked. Do we have ender tanks? We do have ender tanks, so therefore we also have ender chests, if we really want to use it that way. Probably won't, but you never know. So, disenchantments. Some of these are going to be a little bit harder to deal with than others. And some of them are going to have issues. So, the slimy generator, for example, requires milk. We have to have milk with it. Now, getting milk is not the biggest problem, but we're going to have a system to refill milk so that it continuously gets that. Potion generators are going to export water bottles, and so there's going to be different things. So what we're going to do to begin with is just get torches. I don't like them up there. Let's put them like this. Alright, so what we're going to do to begin with is drawers to get various items. And we're going to just kind of go through. We need our key. Where did that? Huh. I have no idea where that coal came from. Anyways, let's grab our drawer key, or one of them. Don't need 20 of them. And we're going to just go ahead and lock these drawers. Now, again, we'll get the exporter, and we'll get all of these to have exporters, and it will be great. So, it's going to be not too bad, but let's go ahead and get through some of this stuff. So, we're going to need some sort of food item for the culinary generator. The frosty generators. I think we're going to use packed ice, because we can get 12 for 4, and it lasts for 2 seconds, so that's the best. So packed ice. Now, does the system know how to make it? I have to remember how to. So let's head down, and over here. So do we have packed ice in here? No. So we'll get packed ice. And you kind of get the idea. We just need to get all of this stuff automatic, crafted, so that our system can make it as need be, and then we can fill up drawers of it. And then basically in the background, all these drawers will fill up, and then they will be able to fill up all these guys, and we'll be good. So I think what we'll do is let's kind of mark these. So we have coal. That's for this, this, and this. We have packed ice. That's for frosty generator. So ender generators, ender pearls, or ender eyes. We're just going to use ender pearls, I think, because that's going to be easier and a lot cheaper. We also have a few stacks of ender pearls. So that should not be a problem. So there we go with that. So I'll tell you guys what. I'm going to start working through all of these guys. Something spawned. What? Oh, there's a pigman. It's like, hold on. So I'm going to start working on all of those and getting all the stuff we need, and getting all of the drawers kind of set up. And I'll bring you guys back in for things that are going to be a little bit more complicated, and things we need to automate a little bit better. So I'll be back once I have that plan done. Alright, so I think I have things figured out with all this. There's a couple of these generators that are going to be a little bit of a pain to deal with. And some that, because of things I've done in the past, namely moving all the eggs over there, are going to be a little bit trickier as well. So I have a whole bunch of drawers here, and hopefully we can get everything kind of arranged. Now we're going to try a couple of things. So let's just go through what I have so far. We have the blocks of coal. Blocks of coal are for these 3 generators. Not too bad. Packed ice, frosty generator. Ender pearls we have plenty of. Go to ender generator. Pink dye goes to the pink generator. Bones go to the death generator. We have like 50,000 bones. It's ridiculous. We're going to use TNT for the explosive generator. And then we have the slime balls for the slime generator. Now that also requires milk, so we'll get to that in a little bit. Redstone for the heated redstone also requires lava. We'll get to that in just a second. Fried eggs for the culinary generator. So that's just going to be a matter of me grabbing a bunch of eggs out of here, which we have, what, almost 300,000, and just putting them in there. Should not be a problem whatsoever. Dragon's breath, something we don't have much of, goes in there. And nether stars, which we will need to automate crafting. Now this one in particular, this drawer, we're not going to hold 32 stacks. That's a lot of nether stars, and that's ridiculous. No, rather than that, if we look at nether stars, they should stack, I believe they stack to 64. So what we're going to do instead is make a storage downgrade, and that will prevent this from having too much. And yeah, we're going to downgrade that to 1 stack. So that will be 64 nether stars. That should be fine. The nether star generator is one of the worst in terms of... okay. Most of the times when you use these generators, what you want is... you want things that are going to last for a while. Or rather, when you typically use these, you want them to... produce a lot of power. That's the idea. But in our case, because this thing produces so much power, this is ridiculous power, we actually don't want these to produce all that much power. We don't really care about the power those guys are producing, because this produces so much more. So what do we do about that? Well, we have these guys produce as long as possible. And that's where the nether star generator is a little bit weak. Actually, it's not too bad, but it generates 400,000 RF per tick over 2 minutes. It would be nice if it was longer than that. Like, obviously, the survival generator produces things for, like, hours. sometimes, and other things produce them much slower. But yeah, so that is kind of a downside, but we're only going to want a stack of nether stars down here because that makes the most sense. So the only thing we have left, this is all of the drawers we're going to be using. There's one left, and that is for the potions. And I have to kind of decide which potion we're going to use. I think we're going to go with fire resist. I don't think it matters. I think all the potions are basically the same. I mean, obviously, we could just use water bottles. We could also just use mundane potions. That would be also perfectly fine. But extended potions last for a while. So fire resistance, 2 seconds, 4 seconds. Is it actually worth it? You know, I think we'll just use water bottles. It only lasts for half a second, though. That's a problem. What is some of the longest ones? So splash potion of second chance. Yeah, we're not using that. Oh, splash potion of harming. Splash potion of slowness. I think it's the more complex the potion is, the longer it lasts. Invisibility. So that is golden carrots with a fermented spider eye. So that's not bad. We could make splash water bottles. That's actually not that bad. I think that's what we'll use, actually. We'll use splash water bottles. Because we can just set up a... We need to set up a brewing system, which we'll probably do over in here. Won't be too major. It's going to be fairly vanilla. So that is unfortunate. We're going to use conduits, but what we can do is just make, like, I don't know, a bunch of brewing stands. But that should be fine. So everything else, let's see, the enchantment, we're going to have to figure that one out as well. That is unfortunately going to be kind of tricky. We could, like, we just need to enchant a bunch of books, or we need to disenchant a bunch of things. Either way, that requires a lot of levels, or actually, we might try something else. We'll see. So, yeah, the things that we're going to need milk, liquid-wise. We're going to need milk, and we're going to need lava. Well, lava is actually really, really simple. So all we need to do, we're going to get 2, well, I guess it should be like 4 ender tanks. So let's make that. These are not that difficult to make. We're just going to need a bunch of cauldrons. 1, 2, 3, 4. And perfect. Now we're going to want, let's do orange. And we're going to need 6 of those. Right? No. We're going to need, yeah, 6 of those. And we're also going to want something for milk. So I guess we'll do light gray. Just to get it different than white. So we need to have both milk and lava. Now lava is going to require connection to the AE system, or refined storage, whatever, same difference. Let's go ahead and just put that right here. So what we're going to do is fluid tank, and we're just going to pipe in, let's get this, that'll push into a tank that we're going to set up to be orange, orange, orange. So ender tanks and ender storage, 1 take forever to break. Can we actually, I don't think we can wrench them, but you can set them to different frequencies with the colors on top. So we'll do that, and that will get the lava. And what we can do is just put an exporter, and we can set that to lava eggs, which we're getting plenty of, and we just need to get some cables. So that is not too big of a deal. Now the next thing that we're going to need to make, we actually had one already, And we'll take a look at that in just a second. But so this should start pumping in lava eggs. Let's go ahead and fill it up, and it will kind of stay full. And it will fill this up, and we'll have a little bit extra in the back. So then all we have to do is, honestly, I think we might just put this on top right here. Orange, orange, orange. And that'll fill up. And then we can, actually we might put this, I think we're going to put this at the end. Yeah, because we're going to have a chest for the books, because I don't believe enchanted books stack at all. Nope, not at all. And so we'll have to have a system. We might use an ender chest for that, which is something very similar to an ender tank. But then the other ones, let's go ahead and place those. We're going to make them light gray all the way across. And we'll set up the wiring and stuff. I'll probably do that between episodes, to be honest, because it's going to take a little bit of time. But all in all, like, this is getting close to being done. There's a couple things we need to fully automate. So we'll put one of these right down here. And then the other one we're going to fill up. So let's get this stuff taken care of. And the last thing that we're going to do over here is set up a drawer controller, because I think we can get away with having a drawer controller and not needing to put exporters on every single one of these. And if that's the case, that's awesome. But we need to get milk. And milk is kind of annoying to get, because you'd have to have cows and like milk them and all that kind of stuff. But something we can get, and we can actually craft these as well. But we get them in epic loot bags. So maybe we need to start opening those as well. And let's just see if we get another one. You know what? I'm gonna just open this one manually. Nope. Worth a shot. So epic loot bags. We'll try one more. Nope. Epic loot bags have a chance of giving you cow in a jar. And cows in a jar produce milk. Very slowly over time, but they produce milk. So that's how we're going to handle this. We're going to just have an ender tank and a cow in a jar. And the problem with this, though, is it's pretty slow. Let's put this actually one more over. And it's tiny. Yeah, as you can see, it produces it pretty slow. If we want to get more, how much does a slime generator actually use? That's the question. It takes a bucket of milk. Now, there might be a problem with this. We'll see. Actually, no, I know it's going to be a problem. So, what we're going to need to do is have another fluid tank set up, and then we'll grab some buckets. And I'm not entirely sure how many buckets we can do this with, but this is what's going to do most of the work. So we'll configure the IO. It will pull from here, which it's not going to have any milk. And then what we can do is put the buckets in here, and they will fill up. We just bring the empty buckets back here, and that will work just fine. When it comes to the potion generator, it might require us to have more water bottles. It might give us extra bottles back. If it does, we recycle them. And that will be another system. We'll figure that out as we get there. I'm not too worried about that today. Today is just kind of starting to set things up. But we're going to need some fluid. Let's get some ender fluid. Actually, no, pressurized will work. Pressurized will be enough. And if we need more cows in jars, we can get them pretty easily. They're not actually that hard to craft. But I don't know that we can... Can we force this connection? I gotta remember how to use these. Um, So let's break that. Okay, we do get the cow in a jar back. And unfortunately, the sound muffler is near. Okay, let's try some other stuff. There might be a way to get this out. Otherwise, oh man, otherwise I don't know how we're gonna get milk. So let's see. Transfer nodes, fluids. We'll need a pipe. I think they're just called pipes. Yeah, transfer pipes. Okay, let's try this and see if this works. Where'd my cow in the jar go? Okay, I accidentally put it back. That's fine. There is another way we can get milk and all that, but it requires the essence, and I kind of don't want to do it that way, just because I'd rather have something that's going to automatically kind of produce for us. So let's put this up here so that we can potentially cook onto it a little bit easier. And I don't think that's going to work. No. Okay, let's try one more thing. And this is going to require another fluid tank. But we might not be able to do it this way. And if that's the case, that's okay. We can figure out something else. But let's just try it right here. Just put this on top, and if we pull from it, no. What if we put buckets in it? Because I believe, let's just let it set for a little bit, because this thing is very slow. But otherwise, in order to get milk, I can't find anything that can milk the, an actual cow. But we'll kind of figure it out. So let's grab some more cables. We're gonna need a few more cables for other things. And let's go ahead and get the drawer controller, which I've already prepped. And we'll get this going. Now the other thing we're gonna want to get is a crafting card. I don't remember what it's called exactly. I think it might be called a crafter card. Let's see. A crafting upgrade. That's what it's called. So we need an upgrade, redstone, and a crafting table. We have an upgrade, redstone, and a crafting table, which should not be too hard to make. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and get this. That's almost to a bucket. We'll see if it just takes out for buckets. Then we'll mess around with that a little bit. So we put these together and we'll get a crafting upgrade. And that should allow the system to automatically craft things if it doesn't have it. So the question is, if we put an exporter on this, apart from that one, we shouldn't have to tell it anything. But this is going to be ugly. We're going to kind of go along here so it's not as ugly. But we're going to need some more cables. Let's go get some more cables. And perfect. Okay. So that is not working. but we can grab buckets of milk out. Okay. So I don't know if we can use this or not. We'll kind of play it by ear. I might mess around with it. Otherwise, I'll figure out another way to get milk. That's not too big of a problem. So let's go across here and connect this up. And there we go. So this should start giving us items. Hopefully it doesn't put anything in here. But yeah, this should work. We can also do this. Okay, so it needs to have the... we're going to wait on those two items for now. But we should be able to put most of these in here. And the cool thing is we can tell it to... we might need a second thing. But we can tell it to auto-craft anything it doesn't have. So for example, we don't have much TNT. In fact, it's probably got all the TNT we currently have. But yeah, we know how to craft TNT. It's just sand and gunpowder. So if we put the crafting card in there, it should start making TNT. And those will all fill up. So if we look at this, it's crafting TNT. So that's exactly what we want to see. And that's perfect. So that is gonna be it for today's episode. I need to figure out the milk situation, get everything wired up, and plan out the brewing system, because that's something else we're gonna need to make, and that's gonna go somewhere. I'm not entirely sure. We might throw it back here, we might throw it over here, but we'll figure something out for it. And once we have the brewing system, then we'll have everything for the most part. I'll need to go farm a bunch of Dragon's Breath, and we gotta deal with the milk. But other than that, like, we should be able to get everything taken care of and go from there. So that's gonna be it for today's episode. I have a plan also for the enchanted books, so we'll look into that as well next time. But today's episode's gone on long enough. We'll stop here and come back and finish things up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!